Hi, Gemini, and welcome to your Retrograde Review Tarot reading. This tarot reading is intended to help you bring all these retrogrades taking place right now into one reading and help you look at it from that perspective. I have also listed the link for your eclipse season reading that I did, as that definitely plays into all this retrograde energy. So if you have not watched that, I highly recommend you view that after you view this. Again, I've left the link for that in the description box below. I've also left links for all the other retrogrades videos that I did for each personal retrograde, Chiron, Mercury, etc. So let's recap and talk about what is retrograde right now. We have 6 planets retrograde, and that's about to turn into 7 once Uranus goes. So we have Saturn retrograde in Capricorn, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, Neptune retrograde in Pisces, Mars retrograde in Aquarius moving back into Capricorn, Chiron retrograde in Aries moving back into Pisces, Mercury retrograde in Leo, and Uranus goes retrograde on August 7th in Taurus moving back into Aries. Now, all of these retrogrades and this energy is really taking place until the end of the year. However, as these planets start moving direct, you're going to notice a shift in the energy, and things are really going to settle down and not be so crazy and just and that's going to be, around Virgo season, Libra season, because Mercury goes direct August 19th, Mars August 27th, Saturn September 6th, Pluto October 1st, Neptune November 25th, Chiron December 9th, and then Uranus is going direct in January of 2019. Now, Venus will also go retro from October 5th to November 16th during this time as the planets start moving direct. So it is, the crazy energy is still there, but it's really going to start lifting and things are going to start changing. And all these changes that have happened, we're going to really start moving into that new energy and solidifying ourselves and grounding ourselves. So retrograde energy is all about a review, a very specific area of your life, and we have pretty much everything retrograde right now. So what does that mean for you? Well, Saturn is the review, the retrograde is the review of your life lessons, the cause and effect of your energy, what you do and how it comes back to you. Pluto is all about transformation. What area of your life needs to transform? Where do you need to let go? Where do you need to let yourself evolve? Neptune is all about breaking the illusions, bringing the truth to light to a point where you can no longer deny it, okay? Mars is all about what triggers you, what are your hot buttons, and where do you need to better empower yourself and perhaps create boundaries. Chiron is going to identify old wounds that still need healing, that you've swept under the rug and hope to be forgotten, but they're still there. So Chiron's going to pull them out, put them in your face and say, hey, time to heal, time to let this go. And then Mercury, that is the Twilight Zone retrograde for me, and it's like all this weird stuff from the past shows back up for the good or the bad. And so it's like this reassessment of what do you really want? What loose ends need to be tied up? Where is balance required in your life? And with Uranus, that Uranus has barely moved into Taurus, that second house. And now here it goes retrograde back into Aries, that first house. So to me, that's all about what loose ends do you truly need to tie up in your life so that you can release yourself from anchors of the past to have better prosperity and success for your future, okay? And then the Venus retrograde that kind of happens in the midst of all of this is that emotional review, the emotional connections you have with others. What's that all about? What kind of changes need to be made there? So a lot of energy, and that eclipse energy is playing right into this. Big major changes for many of you out there. Some of you, just depending on where you're at in your life journey, this could all be like really not that big of a deal in your life, okay? For others of you, it's like your whole world has changed, and it's just, all about your personal natal chart, where you are at on your journeys. So, this is a general reading. It's hard to say for everybody how intense or not intense this will be felt, but nonetheless, there's a lot of crazy energy at hand, and I would also recommend looking into Vedic astrology if you want to get more information about what astrology is. There's a whole wealth of stuff in Vedic that you really just don't find in Western astrology. So, Gemini, let's go ahead and pull a card to see to what end is all of this retrograde and eclipse energy for Gemini personally. Where are we headed? What is this all for Gemini? Ooh, we got reflection. So, Gemini, this is all of this retrograde energy, all of this eclipse energy is really pushing you into yourself to reevaluate many things, maybe everything, maybe a very specific thing. It's different for each of you, but it's like you are going within and licking some wounds, some of you. Others of you are going within because there's just this awakening happening inside of you, inside of your consciousness, that, it's like you're becoming more curious about the universe, your place within it, different religions, different people's ideas and perspectives and opinions about what life is and why we're all here. It's different for all of you, but there's something that is pulling you guys within. All of this retrograde energy is pulling you inside of you to do some exploration in that area, because the external is a reflection of the internal, right? And so wherever you're feeling obstacle, challenge in your external, I feel you are being directed internally so that you can address and balance your energy that way. Reflection, so that it can reflect outwardly and remove that obstacle or challenge that you are facing. So let's pull some tarot, Gemini. I'm going to pull some cards to look at what exactly we're reviewing here, okay? I mean, reflection, review, you couldn't get a more perfect card if we're talking about retrograde energy than this right here. So what are we reviewing? And if, we do grow through this review and allow our consciousness to expand, where is that taking you? Where is it, leading you towards? So let's give the cards a good shuffle. I shuffle them in between each reading, but I just really like to give them a good shuffle, which some people actually complain about. That's the only reason why I'm mentioning that. And with these, I gotta flip them around because this is the vice versa. So there's messages on either side of the card. All right. Okay, so Gemini, we have the Tower here. On this side of the Tower, this is where the shock happens. This is where, this is the external that I just talked about. But on this side, now we're moving beyond, whatever happened here. And we're in this deep review where we're understanding, we're connecting the dots. The mask falls off. The charade is over. If somebody's been fooling you, game's up, okay? If you've been manipulating or fooling somebody, game's up through this retrograde eclipse energy, all right? It's just like, no matter what you are reflecting on, it's deep, and it's leading you to better. It's like, I want beyond this prison. So with this, to me, these swords coming out like this, Gemini, it's somewhere you do feel very blocked. Like there's just this obstacle, this challenge. Like, how do I get out of this? How do I move beyond this? And it's in the external, all right? However, these swords, it's like a prison of the mind. So if all this retrograde and eclipse energy is pulling you inward, it's because we've got to remove all these swords of the mind so that you can move forward, all right? And removing the swords of the mind is what allows this introspection and this really deep understanding, like all the dots connecting really far back, Gemini, just in profound ways. Like, this is very deep to me. It's not just like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand why that person was a jerk now. It's not even like that. It's much deeper. It's like, oh my God, I understand why this, and this person were a jerk. It had nothing to do with me, but I could trace myself back to 5 years ago, and those people are a reflection of who I used to be. They're only reflecting back where I once was and how far I've become. Like, it's that type of depth. It's connecting many dots with each other and seeing the map of your life journey, where you're at on it, how much you have achieved, how further you have to go. What do you want to expand into? How high do you want to rise? And it's just deep, deep. So if over the next, few weeks you're just feeling really emotional, just roll with it, okay? Go within, connect to your spirit, ask for your spirit guides to give you guidance and clarity, because you will break free of these swords of the mind, okay? When I see this card, I know it has everything to do with thoughts or a repetitive pattern of belief system or thinking. They're swords of the mind that creates a prison and holds you back. It's untruths holding you back, and you have the ability to see that for what it is through this retrograde and get rid of these. And I don't remember if I said this in the intro, that the energy is really going to start changing as we move into Virgo season, which would be reflected by this card here, into Libra season as the planets move direct, okay? There's just going to be a shifting of energy, and all the crazy is going to start to dissipate. We're going to start feeling very balanced and grounded once again, and life moves forward. So this is all taking place between now and the end of the year, but really things start shifting at least by October, when Pluto is returning direct. So what if we properly assess and review and get rid of the swords of the mind? Where does that lead you, Gemini? It leads you to much closer and more connected relationships. You feel much more confident and control in your life. Definitely could be some more money coming in. And look at that. We have the Fool. It's beautiful. It's like you are excited again. You're ready to live life. Happiness returns. The challenges aren't so great. All right. Beautiful transition of energy, and I love that this is a 6 and this is a 6, okay? This is a major arcana, this is a major arcana. It's reflecting, it's like a mirror, right? And then here's some swords and the 2 of cups, which tells me these swords of the mind have to do with relationship mostly. But do you see that mirror effect, Gemini? And Gemini is the twins, so perhaps twin A and twin B need to get in agreement, get in alignment with each other through this reflection about what you really want in your future ahead, okay? Because I see removing these mind swords leads to be very beautiful energy, Gemini, new beginnings. But because the Fool is looking back at the past, I feel like this is new beginnings with current connections, or connections returning back into your life that will now become much more stable, okay? So let's pull a couple of cards to see the outcome of all this energy. So look at that. Yes, we have confidence. That's very iterated right here in the Six of Coins. It's like you're feeling strong, you're feeling proud, you're feeling stable, you're feeling grounded, confident, secure, very versed in your reality, much happier in your reality. And look at this. We have the High Priestess of Air. Do you want to know what that tells me, Gemini? That you get rid of all these swords of the mind that hold you back, that take away from your confidence, your belief in yourself, and even like your clever ability, all right? Geminis are very clever, if you ask me, and you guys just have a common sense and a wit about you that is not rampant in other signs. You guys are definitely the masters of the mental realm. So you've got to get rid of these swords. Negative thoughts for you guys are like your kryptonite. If you are the master of the mental, you've got to truly control that mind and know a real thought from a lie, from an insecurity, from, something somebody else said to you, because these don't represent your own thoughts to me, Gemini. These represent experiences and things that have been said to you that have created this prison, taken away from your confidence. But this retrograde and eclipse, it's all about you going within and connecting all those dots, getting rid of these swords, and seeing things for what they truly are, which, man, you are so free after all of this energy is said and done. So I would say, by mid-October, November, December, and as you move into 2019, you're just feeling much more stable, happy, secure, all of it. It just looks really, really good. This retrograde eclipse season for some of you is so powerful and profound, shaking so many things up to put you on a trajectory of such happiness and success and peace of mind. So, Gemini, those are your messages for the retrograde review. I am wishing you all the best. Take care.